Did you know that Sahara desert temperatures may soar to a scorching 122 degrees and 50 degrees during the day before dropping to almost freezing at night? By learning age-old survival skills that have been handed down through the generations, nomadic groups like the Tuareg have not only survived, but flourished in this harsh climate for centuries. Imagine waking up in a caravan of nomads in the Sahara. The sand beneath you is still cool from the previous night, and the morning air is clear. Your tribe starts to dismantle the camp while wearing flowing indigo robes. These robes, known as tegelmust, are more than simply aesthetics. They provide protection from the harsh cold, ferocious winds, and unrelenting sun. The sun is burning brightly overhead around mid-morning. Known as the ships of the desert, camels pull your caravan steadily while transporting everything from food to water, often for days at a time. Every drop of water is carefully rationed since it is essential to life here. You now know how to spot the telltale symptoms of an underground well, which are frequently concealed beneath what appears to be dead ground. The desert changes at night. The wind's tiny whistle is the only sound to break the deep silence. Around a fire, your tribe enjoys mint tea, an unexpected treat in the middle of nowhere. In addition to being revitalizing, the tea's warmth aids in your body's adjustment to the chilly evening. Saharan living necessitates fortitude, flexibility, and an unwavering connection to the soil. By using ancient trading networks to exchange items for survival, constructing tents that can resist sandstorms, and reading the stars to navigate, the Tuareg have evolved a deep awareness of this hostile environment. For these nomads, the Sahara is a place of stories, customs, and a deep connection to the land, despite its appearance as an uninhabitable desert. Their manner of life is proof of human resourcefulness and resilience in the face of adversity. Elders tell tales of the desert as the fire burns, including caravans lost in shifting dunes, mystical oases discovered by chance, and the jinn, enigmatic ghosts believed to roam the sands. You pay close attention as the stories, which are both exciting and admonishing, help to mold your admiration for the desert's strength and mystique. Without the glare of city lights, the stars above are brilliant. Each constellation is a chart engraved into the sky, a guide. The night sky is not only beautiful to the Tuareg, but it is also necessary for their life. Stars like Canopus and Polaris guide your tribe over the wide, unmarked countryside in a world without highways. An oasis is reached by sunrise, providing a much-needed break from the arduous voyage. It nearly seems unreal to see palm trees and glistening sea. Before continuing on, you will relax here, exchange goods with other nomads, and restock your supplies. Oases serve as vital conduits, centers of trade and culture, and places where people exchange products, alliances, and stories. Finding beauty and significance in the little things is more important in the Sahara than simply surviving. The oneness of your group, the flash of sand dunes at sunset, and the rhythmic sway of a camel make the sufferings tolerable. Each obstacle strengthens your identification as a defender of a traditional way of life. Many desert tribes are adamant about maintaining their traditions, even as the modern world encroaches on them. They have unmatched knowledge of the country. They know which plants are medicinal, how to build weatherproof shelters, and how to make art and music that are influenced by the rhythms of the desert. Their continued existence demonstrates how resilient the human spirit can be in the face of extreme adversity. The Sahara is more than simply a desolate region. It is a living, breathing organism that provides its inhabitants with strength, individuality, and a never-ending sense of awe. The day slows down, and life adopts a pace imposed by the desert itself as the caravan becomes accustomed to the oasis. The tribe's women cook a communal supper, while the camels relax and take deep gulps of the limited water. With basic ingredients like millet, dates, and dried goat meat, they make a dish that not only provides nourishment, but also serves as a reminder of the value of sharing in a place when resources are limited. As the men assemble with instruments made from desert materials, music permeates the atmosphere. Across the dunes, eerie tunes are produced by the imzad, a single-stringed lute. These songs are oral history that tell tales of epic adventures, conflicts with nature, and ancestors. They are more than just entertainment. The Tuareg consider their robes and veils' indigo hue to be a distinguishing feature of who they are. They are known as the Blue People of the Sahara because of the deep blue that occasionally discolors their skin. These clothes are more than just practical. They are a mark of pride and tenacity. For Tuareg men, the tegelmust, or veil, is very important. In addition to providing defense from sandstorms, covering one's face is a sign of respect and a way to feel a spiritual bond with one's heritage. Stories around the fire bring the oasis to life as the sun sets. A story of Aminar, the guiding light that is supposed to guide lost souls to safety, is told by one elder. Another offers insight into the perils of the desert, including the toxic plants that can differentiate between life and death for those who are unprepared, and the misleading mirages that divert tourists. The time spent at the oasis is short. The caravan gets ready to go again by the following morning because staying too long could deplete the oasis' limited supplies. The tribe carefully loads their possessions, making sure that each tool, piece of cloth, and drop of water is present. The tribe exhibits its extraordinary capacity for adaptation during the voyage. A sudden sandstorm blows in, and everyone moves with efficiency that has been practiced. Faces are carefully covered with their veils, camels are tamed, and tents are fastened. While the storm may appear chaotic to an outsider, the nomads view it as a new phase in their long-standing relationship with the desert. The caravan's objective, trade, becomes evident as it proceeds. Nomadic groups like the Tuareg have been the backbone of the desert for generations, bridging far-flung countries with extensive networks of commerce. Along these historic routes, camels transport valuable commodities like salt, gold, spices, and textiles over weeks or even months at a time. Salt, sometimes referred to as the white gold of the desert, is highly valued not just as a seasoning, but also as an essential preservative in a region where fresh food is in short supply. The Tuareg are known for being skilled traders in areas other than commodities. Additionally, they serve as cultural bridges, transferring information, music, and stories between communities. Tuareg caravans were frequently seen in the busy marketplaces of places like Timbuktu, which was once a thriving center of trade. Beyond monetary gain, these interactions improved ties between tribes and created a profound sense of oneness over great distances. But desert life is profoundly spiritual and not just about surviving or making money. The Tuareg consider the Sahara to be a spiritual force with immense power, rather than just a geographical location. Prayers and rituals are commonplace in daily life, seeking protection and direction from supernatural entities. To guarantee safety, blessings are requested before setting off on a journey. Oases are frequently revered because they are thought of as gifts from God. A deep regard for the harmony of nature is another aspect of their spiritual practices. The tribe is aware that overusing resources such as flora or water could have disastrous effects on future generations. For decades, their sustainable practices have been guided by this concept, which has helped to protect the delicate desert ecosystem. The Tuareg way of life is under danger, though, because of the difficulties brought forth by the contemporary world. The already severe desert conditions are being exacerbated by climate change, which is also making pasture land and water even more limited. Traditional trading routes have been disrupted by political unrest in the Sahara, and the nomads' once unified area has been split apart by contemporary frontiers. The Tuareg people are resilient in spite of these challenges. While some have altered their trade to include jewelry, handicrafts, and tourism, others have embraced new equipment like solar panels to create electricity. The elaborate silver jewelry, embellished with identity and protective symbols, and the exquisitely woven carpets that use color and pattern to tell stories frequently enthrall visitors. However, the core of their culture has not changed: a strong bond with the desert, survival skills, and a lasting sense of belonging. The Tuareg try to maintain their customs in the face of modernization while figuring out how to adjust to a world that is changing quickly. The Tuareg, who are stewards of a region that many would consider uninhabitable and keepers of old wisdom, are also carried by the desert winds, which may take the sand across boundless vistas. Their lives serve as an example of how resilient, adaptive, and in tune with nature humans can be. What about desert life most intrigues you? Is it the rich cultural traditions that have persisted for millennia, the clever survival strategies, or the spiritual ties to the land? Please share your ideas in the comments section below. If you were moved by this tale, please remember to like this video and forward it to someone who may be interested in discovering the Sahara's mysteries. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button and enable notifications so you can follow along as we unearth even more amazing stories from around the globe. This is only the start of our journey through the desert, which is full of mystery. I'll see you on the next journey.